Hey guys, it's I Teach Math here. Today we're in a different format. I'm actually writing now versus on the computer. However, I just wanted to go ahead and get started. As you see here, we're working with mixed numbers. In this case, we're adding mixed numbers, and I also do one with subtraction. But here we have 3 and 2 sevens plus 4 and 3 sevens. What we notice here is that the denominators are alike, so we're good to go on the denominators. And since we're adding, we can just go ahead and add all the way through. But first, remember in class I talked about a stack form. It is so much easier for me when I write in stack form, and I want to encourage you guys to do so as well, so that your work can flow together and you won't get confused by anything. So here, since the denominators are the same, you'll go ahead and add the numerators. And here you can just go ahead and add the whole numbers. You do these separately. You work these separately. So 3 plus 4 we know is 7. And 2 plus 3 is 5. And we put it all over the same denominator of 7. So the final answer is 7 and 5 sevenths. Okay? Now I'm going to work one with subtraction. And we would have here, so let's just say we're going to do 6 and 1/4 minus 2 and 3/4. Like, once again, I want you to put it in stacked form, okay? So stacked form, like I said, it gives you a better flow of your work and to see what you are subtracting and things of that nature. So here we know that we have 1/4, 6 and 1/4 minus 2 and 3/4. Well, in class, I told my students to just draw a line to separate, no particular reason, just to kind of separate the two. Since the denominators are alike, we're good to go. However, 1/4 is less than 3/4. So that's just like saying 1 minus 3. That will give you a negative, okay? And we're not working with that right now. So what we need to do is we need to build the top fraction. This fraction here, we need to build it so that it can be become more than the bottom fraction of 3/4. And the way that we can do that, like I told you in class, we could borrow 1 from here, which is 5, and when we borrow 1, we're adding a whole back to the fraction, which will in turn give us 5 and 5/4. And we don't have to do anything to this mixed number, so we bring it down, minus 2 and 3/4. If you look here now, even though it's a bad form, it's an improper fraction inside of a mixed number, that's fine, because we're going to subtract it. So now it's easy for us to subtract it. So we get 5 minus 3, which is 2 over 4, and then 5 minus 2, which is 3 and 2/4. So you have 3 and 2/4, and definitely with this, you can simplify. So you would say or 3 1/2 or 3 1/2, okay? So these are the two types of problems that we have. You have your addition problem where you can just go ahead and add straight through. But then, sorry for the cut off on the video, but these are the two forms that we have, and I think this one, I wanted to this one because it seems a little harder than the other ones that we've come across. So I'm going to do one more without the same denominators, and this time we're just going to subtract, because like I said, either way, subtracting or adding, you still need to, if you have unlike denominators, you will still need to find the common denominator. So we're going to have 12 and 1/2 minus 6 and 5/8. Okay. So once again, I like my stack format. So now, remember in class we talked about common denominators and least common denominators. So sometimes you may just look at 2 and 8 and automatically know that 16 is the common denominator. Well, if you do that, at the end you're gonna need to reduce. But if you do a common denominator, your reducing may not be as bad. So the common denominator here is 8. 8 divided by 8 is 1 times 5. It's 5, and I'll put a notation here to let you know what I'm doing. And then 8 divided by 2 is 4 times 1. That's 4. Okay. Well, That is 4. So now something needs to happen here, because can you guess it? Yes, we cannot take 5/8 from 4/8. So we're going to need to borrow. So I'm going to just rewrite my new mixed number and go from there. So we need to borrow from here, which is 11, and we need to add it back here. 1 whole. 8 divided by 8 equals a whole. I don't need to do anything to this fraction, so I'm just going to rewrite it here. So now my new fraction is 11 and 12/8. And we're subtracting. So now 12 minus 5 is 7/8. And 11 minus 6 is 5. So our final answer is 5 7/8. I hope you enjoyed this video. Your homework is page 305, 21 through 27. And you guys have a nice night. Thank you.